Good Monday, everyone. I'm Cyrus Webb, and welcome to Conversation Daily News. Glad you all could be with us. Well, it's a brand new day. It's a brand new week, which means it's a brand new opportunity for you to do something amazing, and it all begins today. We, of course, have news headlines coming up on this Monday. From a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By, and in today's Entertainment Spotlight, you guys can perform my conversation with motivational speaker and best-selling author Teal Swan discussing her extraordinary career. Enjoy today's broadcast. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Monday headlines. In sports, Mahomes and Chiefs beat Eagles 38-35 at the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes was magical when the Kansas City Chiefs desperately needed him to pull off another Super Bowl comeback, says the Associated Press. Playing on an injured ankle, Mahomes threw 2 touchdown passes in the fourth quarter and scrambled 26 yards on the go-ahead drive before Harrison Butker kicked a 27-yard field goal with 8 seconds left to give the Chiefs a 38-35 victory over the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday night. The Chiefs won their second NFL title in 4 years, and two-time NFL MVP Mahomes earned his second Super Bowl MVP award. "I thought guys just embraced the moment," Mahomes said about rallying from a 10-point halftime deficit. "In that first half, we were playing and doing some good stuff, but I felt like the guys were getting consumed by everything around us." Mahomes and Jalen Hurts excelled in the first Super Bowl matchup featuring 2 black starting quarterbacks, but Mahomes turned it up in the second half after re-aggravating a sprained right ankle. "It took everybody to win the game," Mahomes shouted as red and yellow confetti littered the field. In national news, unidentified object down over Mount Huron, third this week. President Joe Biden on Sunday ordered an unidentified object shot down with a missile by U.S. fighter jets on Sunday over Lake Huron, and it was believed to be the same one tracked over Montana and monitored by the government beginning the night before, the U.S. official said. The downing came after earlier objects over Alaska and Canada were shot out of the sky because they were flying at altitudes that posed a threat to commercial aircraft, according to the officials who had knowledge of the downings and spoke to the Associated Press on condition of anonymity to discuss the sensitive operations. It was extraordinary that 4 objects were shot out of the sky by U.S. fighter jets in 8 days. Pentagon officials have said they don't know when the last shootdown of an unknown or unauthorized object over U.S. territory occurred. The latest object brought down was first detected on Saturday evening over Montana, but it was initially thought to be an anomaly. Radar picked it up again Sunday, hovering over the upper peninsula of Michigan, and it was going over Lake Huron. U.S. and Canadian authorities have restricted some airspace over the lake earlier Sunday as planes were scrambled to intercept and try to identify the object. The latest object was octagonal, with strings hanging off, but had no discernible payload. It was flying low at about 20,000 feet, according to one senior U.S. official. In more national news, Biden hosts GOP and Dem governors at White House for dinner. President Joe Biden hosting both Republican and Democratic governors for a black tie affair at the White House raised his glass for a toast. Standing under a portrait of Abraham Lincoln, he told the people in the room to remember who they were. "We're the United States of America. We can get big things done if we do it together." "Cheers," the crowd replied as the clink-clink of glasses rippled across the state dining room. Biden hosted the dinner for members of the National Governors Association at the White House for the first time in his administration. It's usually a tradition, but the dinner was held last year at Mount Vernon, George Washington, Virginia's estate, and virtually in 2021 because of the pandemic. The dinner came as federal leaders seemed as divided as ever, with the new Republican majority in the House courting a risky debt ceiling showdown. On Saturday at the White House, though, the message was togetherness, and not just because the room was tightly packed with governors, spouses, cabinet members. Biden and both associations' leaders, Republican Governor Spencer Cox of Utah and Democratic Governor Phil Murphy of New Jersey, spoke about the need to put aside the increasingly rancorous political differences in order to work together to better the nation. "I think when we work together, it works," Biden said, adding he'd work to be a little more bipartisan and praise the work of the governors. In entertainment news, Hollywood publicist Howard Bragman dead at 66. Howard Bragman, a beloved Hollywood publicist who specialized in crisis relations and whose clients have included Monica Lewinsky, Cameron Diaz, Ricky Lake, Sharon Osbourne and Chaz Bono, has died after a short battle with leukemia, says the Associated Press. And finally, more entertainment news. Magic Mike's Last Dance wins Super Bowl weekend box office. The third installment in the Magic Mike series danced its way to the top of the box office charts this weekend with a James Cameron doubleheader, Avatar: The Way of Water and Titanic, yes, that Titanic, looming close behind. Magic Mike's Last Dance earned $8 million in its first weekend in North American theaters, according to studio estimates on Sunday. Cameron's Avatar sequel brought in an additional $7 million, while the 25th anniversary re-release of Titanic took in $6 million from Friday to Sunday. That made the top 5 movies over the weekend. Number 1, Magic Mike's Last Dance with $8 million. Number 2, Avatar: The Way of Water with $7 million. Number 3, Titanic with $6 million. Number 4, 80 for Brady with $6 million. And number 5, Knock at the Cabin with $6 million. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's on time for a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By. Enjoy. Hello everyone, I'm Cyrus Webb, and welcome to Monday's episode of Words I Choose to Live By. Use today as an opportunity to write a new chapter, one better and wiser than the one before it. Your life is yours to live. Make sure you spend this moment living it. Have an amazing Monday. We are part of my conversation coming up with Teal Swan in today's Entertainment Spotlight. Stay with us, you're listening to Conversation Daily News. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with Entertainment Spotlight. Motivational speaker and best-selling author Teal Swan joined me on Conversations Live, the radio show, to talk about her extraordinary journey. Here's a bit of our conversation.
Teal, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it.
It's great to be here.
Yeah, the pleasure is definitely all mine. And so I want to begin with kind of where we are, Teal. As I mentioned, you've been able to build this platform based on not only, of course, facing, the things from your own past, but also helping other people to do the same things and to thrive along the way. What has that been like for you to be able to find not only healing and love for yourself, but helping others to do that too?
Well, I would love to say that it's been all awesome, but it was a really super bumpy road for myself, and it usually is when people come from a place where they really have to heal themselves into that space, I mean, it's been amazing. It's been a thing that has, I think, imbued my life with incredible meaning and purpose. But, anything that's worth taking on comes with its fair share of challenges, I can assure you.
Right. And I think, Teal, with that being said, and that is why people, I think, have so much admiration for you and look at you as being so courageous. I want to ask you how it began for you, because I think for so many people, it all begins with a decision. What was it like for you to make the decision that you deserved more for yourself?
I was not even in my teen years, actually, at that point. I was in my early 20s. I spent most of my childhood just wanting to exit Earth, honestly. And then in my 20s, I really had this realization that if I wanted a good life, I would have to really commit to life itself. So I played this game with myself of committing to one day at a time. It was actually at the beginning of an hour at a time, but once it was like, okay, I'm going to commit to today and not think about not wanting to be here, just throw all my energy into anything that feels like relief. What I found is that when I did that, all of a sudden it was like I wanted to live 2 days, and then I wanted to live 3 days, and I was like, okay, well, what am I going to do with my month? And then it was like, I'm here. I really want to make life what I can make life. And, I really found that was the start of my process to find what it is that I am really meant for on this earth.
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning in to this edition of Conversation Daily News. But better on tomorrow's more news, message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By, and of course, your Entertainment Spotlight. Until then, I'm Cyrus Webb saying, as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversation Daily News today. Now let's go make it a great one.